Listen, I don't know where he found them, but look at this, baby. It's given was supposed to be Gabe, ain't it? I don't know where he found these two men, but they coming with me.
Bernicia Lightfoot, known by her fans as Alada, was a rising star in the rap scene of Cleveland, Ohio. She had everything anyone could wish for: a successful music career, a loving community, and a bright future. But just as she was about to reach her peak, her life was cut short. Breneisha, or Alada, was an inspiring figure. She used her music to connect with people, sharing stories about life in her neighborhood and giving a voice to those who needed it. People loved her music and looked up to her. She had a dream of making it big in the music world. She was more than just a rapper. She was an advocate for her community, always finding ways to help others, whether it was helping with local events or using her platform to raise awareness about important issues. Alada cared deeply about the people around her. But one week, during her birthday celebrations, things took an unexpected and tragic turn. It all began like any other birthday celebration. Breneisha was excited about another year of life, surrounded by friends and family. She had everything to look forward to. But as the hours passed, something strange happened. Her family couldn't reach her. No phone calls, no text messages, nothing at all. Her friends and family tried to contact her several times, but they received no response. Where was she? Why had she stopped answering? The people who loved her were worried and didn't know what had happened to her. With growing concern, Breneisha's family decided to call the police. They asked for a wellness check at her apartment. They needed to know if she was okay. What the police found when they arrived would change everything. In just a few hours, the police made a shocking discovery. Inside Breneisha's apartment, they found disturbing evidence that something was very wrong. It wasn't just a case of her being out or busy. The evidence suggested that someone might have harmed her. The police couldn't be sure yet, but they knew they had to find out what had happened. But what exactly had happened to Alada? Who could have hurt her and why? She had no known enemies, and her life was filled with so much promise. This discovery left everyone with more questions than answers. Days passed, and the search for Breneisha continued. But then, the truth was revealed in the worst possible way. Breneisha's body was found in Cleveland Slavic Village, an area far from where she had been last seen.
This is Bernicia Lightfoot. No sign of the 26-year-old. Police say her phone was found lying in a yard near 59th and Chester. Inside her apartment, a scary scene. Police say evidence shows someone was seriously hurt there. Lightfoot's family reached out to Bedford police on Tuesday asking for a welfare check. That's when they stopped by Colony Club Apartments on Turney Road. Lightfoot lives there with her boyfriend, 31-year-old Michael Roarty Nugent. Police naming him as a person of interest, but shortly finding out he is missing too.
She was abandoned, alone, and far from the people who loved her. How did she end up in this remote area? Why was she found there? What led to this tragic end? Was it someone close to her who caused her harm? Or was there something darker at play? Her family and friends were left in shock. A young woman who had everything to live for, now gone, and they had no answers. Now we must ask ourselves, who could have wanted to hurt someone like Alada? What was the reason behind her tragic death? Was it because of something in her personal life? Or was there another mystery yet to be uncovered? Tonight, we will dive deep into the mysterious death of Bernicia Lightfoot. As we explore the case, we will search for the truth. But before we move forward, ask yourself, who would want to harm someone like her and why? If you enjoy real crime stories that uncover the truth, don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us share real cases, spread awareness, and give a voice to those who can't speak for themselves. Before we begin, let us know in the comments, where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts as the story unfolds? Welcome to True Crime Tales, where we reveal the crimes that shock communities and the secrets hidden behind closed doors. These are real people, real events, real consequences. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's begin. Bernicia Lightfoot, also known by her rap name Alada, was a young woman from Cleveland, Ohio, who dreamed of making it big in the music world. She was known for her unique rap style and powerful lyrics. From a young age, Bernicia loved music, and she used rap as a way to share her thoughts and experiences. She was very talented, and over time, she began to stand out in Cleveland's music scene. Brenicia's love for music started when she was a child. She loved to sing, and when she got older, she started writing her own songs. But instead of singing, she decided to use rap to tell her story. Through rap, she shared what it was like to grow up in Cleveland and the struggles she faced. She was very good at using her words to describe how she felt and the things she went through. Her raps were different from others because she used her music to show her real-life emotions, problems, and dreams. This made her music very special. Soon, many people started listening to her songs. They could relate to her stories, and they admired her talent. As she continued making music, her popularity grew. She was no longer just a local artist in Cleveland. She was becoming a rising star, known by her rap name, Alada. People began to recognize her for her talent, and she quickly gained a loyal group of fans who loved her music. But Alada wasn't just about music. She cared deeply for her community, and she used her fame to help others. She wanted to make a positive difference in the lives of people around her. Alada was often seen helping with local projects, and she would speak out about things that were important to her, such as helping the people in her neighborhood and supporting those who were struggling. Alada believed that she could use her music to bring change. She wanted to be a role model, someone who showed others that you can be successful while also helping others. Alada wasn't just a rapper. She was a person who truly cared about making her community a better place. People admired her for this. They saw that she wasn't just about making money or becoming famous. She wanted to use her success to help those who were in need. While many artists focus only on their music, Alada did something special. She worked hard to make sure her music reflected who she was and what she cared about. Her fans respected her for being authentic, meaning she was true to herself and never pretended to be something she wasn't. Instead of just rapping about fun and exciting things, she also rapped about the tough parts of life, which made her music even more meaningful. Alada also spent a lot of time in her community, working on projects and events that help people.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl Alada. I'm tapping in with y'all, telling y'all my new single, Lled, just dropped on all streaming platforms. Make sure y'all go check that out on YouTube, Apple Music, or Spotify, wherever you want to go to listen to it. My EP will be dropping soon. Make sure y'all check that out too. Just stay tuned. I love y'all.
She didn't just stay inside her music world. She took action in the real world to support her neighborhood and its people. This is why many fans looked up to her not only as a rapper, but also as someone who truly cared about others. Her fans admired her honesty, kindness, and desire to make the world a better place. Alada had a very close family. Her family was always there to support her career and help her with her dreams. They were proud of her success and encouraged her to keep going. Her family loved her, and they were always there for her when she needed them. However, there was one part of Alada's life that was a bit more complicated: her relationship with her boyfriend, Michael Rorty Nugent. Michael was known to be the last person who saw Alada alive, but what was his role in her death? Was he involved in what happened to her, or was he just someone who happened to be with her at the wrong time? There are many questions surrounding Michael and his relationship with Alada. Some people wonder if he could have been involved in her tragic end. Did they have problems in their relationship that we didn't know about? Or was he completely innocent? These are questions that still need answers. Michael Rorty Nugent was Alada's boyfriend. He had been with her for some time, and they were seen together frequently. However, after Alada's death, Michael became a person of interest to the police. He was the last person to see her, and this raised many questions. What happened between them? Did their relationship take a turn for the worse? Or was there something else that happened that we don't know about? Bernicia Lightfoot, also known as Alada, was excited for her birthday. It was a special time for her, and she looked forward to celebrating with family, friends, and her fans. Why? Because her fans loved her music, and her friends and family were proud of the person she had become. Breneisha was a rising star in Cleveland's rap scene, and she had so many people supporting her. As her birthday got closer, people started to expect to hear more from her. Fans waited for new music or posts from her on social media. Her family and friends also hoped to hear from her to wish her a happy birthday. But something strange started happening. What went wrong? After her birthday came and went, her loved ones could not reach her. They tried calling her, sending messages, and checking her social media accounts, but nothing was going through. This wasn't like Bernicia. She always kept in touch with those who cared about her. Why wasn't she responding? The days passed, and still there was no word from her. Her family became more and more worried. Was she okay? Was something wrong? They began to feel a growing sense of fear, because it wasn't like her to just disappear like this. It was so out of character for her. So they decided to take action. Brenicia's family knew they had to do something when they couldn't reach her anymore. What should they do? They made the decision to call the police and ask for a wellness check. A wellness check is when the police go to someone's home to make sure they are safe and healthy. When the police arrived at her apartment, they were looking for signs that Breneisha was okay. But what did they find? The police entered the apartment and immediately noticed something wasn't right. There were signs that something had gone terribly wrong. What did they find inside? They saw evidence that made it clear that Breneisha had not just gone missing. Something serious had happened. The police didn't know all the details yet, but it was clear that something bad had occurred. The police searched carefully, looking for clues. Was it a robbery? The apartment didn't seem to be robbed, so it wasn't likely that someone broke in and took things. Was it a fight? Maybe someone had argued with her, but there was no sign that it was just a simple argument. The signs pointed to something more dangerous and dark. Could it be something darker? The police weren't sure yet, but the evidence they found suggested that this was not a normal situation. Something terrible had happened to her. The police quickly realized that they had to do more to find out what happened. Who could have hurt her? Why? They started to look into her life, her relationships, and her recent activities to see if they could figure out who might have been responsible. But where was she now? They still didn't know where she had gone, and that was the biggest question on their minds. When news of Brenicia's death spread, her fans and community were left in shock. Breneisha, known as Alada, had so much potential. She was not just a talented rapper, but also a strong voice for her community. She used her music to support causes close to her heart and inspire others. Many people looked up to her, and they felt the loss deeply. Her fans, friends, and family all wanted answers. They couldn't understand why something so tragic had happened to someone with so much to offer. It was hard to believe that she was gone, and it left a hole in the community. Everyone wondered what could have led to her death. Was it just a tragic event, or was there something more behind it? Many people have been asking, what can we learn from Brenicia's story? Her death is a reminder that sometimes things are not always as they seem. Even though she appeared to have a happy life, there may have been struggles that no one knew about. It shows how important it is to look out for each other and pay attention to what is happening in the lives of those we care about. Her death has also raised questions about relationships and the importance of understanding each other. Sometimes arguments or disagreements can lead to terrible outcomes if not handled in the right way. Brenicia's story teaches us the importance of communication and resolving conflicts peacefully. It also reminds us that we never truly know what someone is going through, even if they seem fine on the outside. The most important question everyone has is, will the truth ever come to light? The investigation is still ongoing, and the police are continuing to gather information. But so far, there are no clear answers. Will Michael Rorty Nugent be charged? Was there someone else involved? And most importantly, what happened to Breneisha in the days leading up to her death? Only time will tell. The police are working hard to solve the case, but it may take time to piece together all the details. The community is waiting for the truth, hoping that one day they will understand exactly what happened. Finally, people are asking who will be held responsible for Brenicia's death. If the investigation finds that someone caused her death on purpose, they will be held accountable. The police are still gathering evidence, and they will continue to investigate all possible leads. But until the truth is uncovered, no one can say for sure who is responsible. Brenicia's story is far from over. Her death has left many unanswered questions, and people are still searching for the truth. It's a reminder that even when something seems clear on the surface, there may be hidden secrets waiting to be uncovered. As the investigation continues, We hope that the answers will come to light and that Brenicia's death will not be in vain. For now, we can only wait and hope that justice will be served for the life of a young woman with so much promise, taken far too soon. Brenicia's family felt that something was wrong because of how quiet everything had become. Why didn't she answer the phone? Why didn't she post anything on social media? She was always in touch with her family and friends, so this was very unusual. When her family called the police, they felt like they were running out of time. Something wasn't right, and they needed answers. They knew she wouldn't just ignore her phone and social media without telling anyone why. The fear that something bad had happened to her made them worry beyond belief. The police had to figure out what had happened to Breneisha. When they arrived at her apartment, they didn't just find an empty space. They found signs of something more. The apartment didn't look like it had been broken into, and there were no obvious signs of a robbery. What else could it be? The police didn't know yet, but it was clear that something terrible had happened. They found evidence that suggested she had been hurt, maybe even fought with someone. The apartment had a strange atmosphere that didn't match Brenicia's usual life. What did the evidence show? It wasn't just a normal situation, and the police had to treat it as something serious. There were signs of a struggle, and things in the apartment didn't feel right. At first, the police weren't sure it was a fight, or if it was something more dangerous. But the evidence pointed to a situation where someone might have wanted to hurt Breneisha, and that's when the investigation really began. What happened to her? Where was she now? These were the questions that haunted everyone, and the search for answers had only just begun. Breneisha was excited about her birthday, but after it passed, her family couldn't reach her. This made them worried. They called for a wellness check because something seemed wrong. The police found strange evidence inside her apartment, which made them believe something bad had happened. The police weren't sure yet if it was a fight, a robbery, or something darker, but they knew something was terribly wrong. What do you think happened to Breneisha? Who could have hurt her? The story is only beginning, and more questions need answers. At the time of Alada's death, Michael was reported missing, which made the situation even more confusing. Did he play a role in what happened to Alada? Was he involved in her disappearance? Or was he just caught up in a tragic situation? The mystery of Michael's involvement continues to surround Alada's death, and the investigation is still ongoing. Bernicia Lightfoot, also known as Alada, was last seen with her boyfriend, Michael Rory Nugent, before she went missing. Michael was the last person who saw her alive. They were together on the day she disappeared, and after that, she couldn't be reached. Brenicia's friends and family couldn't contact her, which led them to worry. This led to a wellness check being called by her family. After the police did a wellness check at her apartment, they found disturbing signs of what could have been a struggle. Her apartment didn't look like it had been left peacefully. The police quickly began investigating, and Michael was the person who became their main focus. Not long after Brenicia's disappearance, Michael was reported missing too. The police believed he might know something about what happened to her, so they searched for him. After a while, Michael was located, and the police took him into custody to ask him questions about Brenicia's disappearance. What was Michael's role in this case? The police had to figure out if he was involved in her death. They wanted to know if he was responsible or if something else had happened. Michael and Brenicia's relationship was not perfect. They had their issues, and this raised some concerns. The police started asking, did Michael have a motive to harm Breneisha? Was he angry with her, or was there something else going on? Michael was questioned, but charges were still pending. The police hadn't yet made a final decision about whether or not they would charge him with anything. They were still gathering all the clues to understand if he had anything to do with Brenicia's death. The police continued their investigation into Michael's connection to Brenicia's death. They wanted to know everything they could about their relationship. Could a small argument have turned into something dangerous? The police started to gather all the information they could about what happened between them before Breneisha went missing. In their investigation, the police didn't find any solid proof that Michael had directly harmed Breneisha. However, there were some signs that he could have been involved. They knew that Michael was the last person with her, and the timing made it suspicious. But without enough evidence, the police could not fully blame Michael yet. They kept searching for more clues, to try to figure out the truth. One important clue in this case came from Breneisha's social media. She had posted a video on TikTok just days before she went missing. In the video, she hinted at having a disagreement with her boyfriend, Michael, and also mentioned a conflict with her sister. This social media post was very important because it showed that Bernicia had some serious problems in her life, especially with the people close to her. The social media post revealed that Bernicia wasn't completely happy with her relationships. She talked about having some troubles, and this could have been a warning sign. The post made the police wonder if the argument between Bernicia, Michael, and her sister had led to something dangerous. Could this disagreement have escalated to something violent? The police didn't know for sure, but they thought that maybe the fight between Michael and Bernicia could have gotten out of control, especially if emotions were high. People can sometimes get angry and do things they don't mean to when they are upset. Could this have happened between Michael and Bernicia? It's possible. However, there could also have been something more behind the disagreement. Was there a deeper reason to fight? Was there something else, like jealousy or a hidden secret, that made things even worse? The police wanted to find out if the argument was the real reason for Bernicia's disappearance, or if there was something more mysterious going on. Even though the police had the social media clue, they still didn't know for sure what happened to Bernicia. Was Michael really involved? Did he lose his temper and harm her? Or was it a different situation? The investigation was still ongoing, and the police kept searching for answers. They had to consider all possibilities. Maybe Michael was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, or maybe there was someone else involved. Could someone else have caused her harm? Or was Michael truly the one responsible? At this point, the police were still piecing things together. They couldn't fully answer these questions yet, but the social media post gave them some direction. It helped the police see that there might have been tension in Bernicia's relationships, and this could have played a big part in her tragic end. The case wasn't over. The police still had a lot of work to do to figure out what happened. The investigation continued, and they hoped that the more clues they found, the clearer the truth will become. But one thing was certain. Someone knew what happened to Bernicia, and they were determined to find out who. This investigation leaves many questions unanswered. Who is truly responsible for Bernicia's death? Did Michael play a part, or was there someone else involved? The police are still searching for the truth, and only time will tell what really happened to this promising young woman. Michael Rorty Nugent was initially charged with murder. The police suspected he was involved due to the fact that he was the last person with Bernicia before her disappearance. However, as the investigation progressed, Michael pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter, tamper with evidence, and gross abuse of a corpse. Instead of facing a murder charge, Michael's actions, which included trying to conceal the circumstances of Bernicia's death, led to the lesser charges. Involuntary manslaughter meant that Michael's actions unintentionally led to Bernicia's death, but he did not plan to kill her. The charges of tampering with evidence and gross abuse of a corpse were related to his efforts to hide what happened after she died. Michael was sentenced to 11 years in prison. This was the penalty for the charges he pled guilty to. The case highlighted the tragic loss of Bernicia Lightfoot, but Michael's sentence reflected the legal outcome of his involvement in her death and the actions that followed. At the time of the investigation, there was no conclusive evidence that Michael had premeditated Bernicia's death, but the charges made clear that his actions led to her tragic end. Michael's penalty of 11 years in prison was handed down after he pled guilty to the charges. As we come to the end of this story, we are left with more questions and answers. The mysterious death of Bernicia Lightfoot, also known as Alada, has shocked her fans, family, and the entire community. While the investigation continues, the truth remains elusive, and everyone is eager to know what really happened. So, as we wrap up, we want to hear from you, our viewers. What do you think really happened to Bernicia Lightfoot? Was it a tragic accident, or was there something darker behind her death? Do you believe the clues lead to one specific answer, or do you think there's more to this story than we know? Do you think Michael Rorty Nugent was involved in her death? Why or why not? Michael was the last person seen with Bernicia, but was he really responsible for her death? Could there be another explanation for what happened? Or does the evidence suggest otherwise? What role did her social media post play in uncovering the truth? Brenicia's final social media post hinted at an argument with Michael and her sister. Do you think this post was a key clue in solving the mystery? Could it have sparked the investigation in the right direction? Or was it just a coincidence? Is there a deeper mystery behind her tragic end? Could there be hidden secrets that we haven't yet uncovered? Is there a bigger story behind her death that the investigation hasn't revealed? What do you think the police might be missing, and what do we still need to know? These questions are meant to get you thinking about the case and what might have really happened. We want to hear your thoughts. Could the answers lie within the details we already know, or is there more yet to be uncovered? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss this mystery together. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for updates as the investigation continues. If you found this story as gripping and heartbreaking as we did, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. And if you want to hear more true crime stories that uncover the mysteries behind these tragic events, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest stories, updates, and discussions. Thank you for joining us on this journey to seek justice and explore the truth. Together, we can make a difference. Until next time, stay safe and stay aware.